Hi, Jimmy. How's everyone pulled up after that fairly tough test and obviously with a really short turnaround? How hard is that going to be?
I think everyone's pulled up pretty well. Obviously, there's some stiffness there at the bowlers, as you'd expect. We had that in the um, first game with the bowlers that played in that, pulled up obviously stiff. Um, is everyone on mute? Because I'm not really doing anything. Sorry, it's not.
Yeah, cheers. Go ahead.
Sorry, James.
Mute the culprit.
Yeah, so I think there's a bit of stiffness with the bowlers, but that's inevitable. Obviously, I think Ben was very stiff yesterday, having done pretty much everything over the 5 days of that test match. But yeah, we just need to use these next 2 days wisely. We've got practice this afternoon and then another day tomorrow before the start of the game. And if we can keep recovering well, and yeah, it's about being smart with the practice now. And knowing that we want to go into Friday feeling really fresh.
And how hungry are the guys to continue this now, having got back in this series, go on and win it?
Yeah, obviously it's really important for us to finish off this series. We did brilliantly this week to get ourselves back in it after a disappointing showing at Southampton. So we've got a great opportunity now to win the series. So we want to kick on from last week and build. There's still areas to improve. Just if we can keep doing that, keep looking to improve, and I'm sure we'll put in another good performance this week.
And because of the performance of the bowlers, competition for bowling places is fierce. Have you ever known it so fierce in this England Test team? Is this the best competition for places in the bowling lineup you've known?
Probably is, yeah. I think, for one reason or another, usually you don't have everyone fit or available for selection. So to have as many bowlers as we do available for selection and bowling well, it obviously is important too. So it's healthy competition, but obviously there's going to be some disappointed guys this week. With 3 spots up for grabs, and there's probably 6 or 7 guys who could fill those 3 spaces. So, we're just going to have to... it's a good position to be in because obviously it shows that we've got strength in depth. But I'm sure now we're in a position where we can, having rested guys and guys playing this week, we can now pick our best 3 going into this game wanting to win it. So I presume the best 3 bowlers are going to play.
And that could be Jofra Archer. He's been quite forthright in his newspaper column today. How is he, and what sort of frame of mind is he in? Is he in the right frame of mind, do you think, to play on Friday?
Well, we've not seen much of him because he's obviously been in isolation for a few days. But I'm sure he'll want to play in this game, I'm sure. With it such a crucial game, the series resting on it. Knowing him as I do, I'm sure he'll want to play in it. Obviously, he said about his frame of mind, and that's something that over the next 2 days that he's going to have to sit down with the captain and coach and figure out if he's in the right place to play.
And finally, from me, what can you do with all your experience? What advice can you offer him? How can you help him? He's obviously finding it tough with the spotlight on him as it is.
Yeah, well, I think that it's always something that can be difficult for guys coming into the international setup because I think the scrutiny is very different. You do feel more under the spotlight. And it's just finding coping methods, I think, for that. Finding ways of dealing with the extra attention. I was fortunate when I came into the England team, there was no social media, believe it or not, back then. But the ways that people can get their opinions out there is quite visible. So it's just finding methods as a player to deal with that. And I think using the team around him as well, so whether that's family, friends, management, and obviously the players and coaches here, I think it's important that everyone does that, not just Jofra.
Thanks, James. We'll go with John Etheridge, please.
Hi, Jim. You were rested for the previous match, and Stuart was dropped the first test. I wonder what the difference was.
the difference between being rested.
Between being dropped and being rested in what is, as you just said, there's half a dozen guys going for 3 spots. Was there a clear distinction between Stuart being dropped, you being rested?
Well, I was told I was rested, yes, because of the workload spike, and obviously the last couple of years, looking at getting the most out of not just me, but the rest of the bowlers in this short test summer. We thought that was the best way of doing it, was to rest the last game. Obviously, Mark Wood rested as well. I'd say the difference, John, is that we didn't play any cricket before that first game, so it was quite clear that it was a selection.
And have you had any indication whether you'll play on Friday?
No, we've got two practice days now, and I'm sure that it's going to be a difficult decision for Joe and Chris. And there will be some disappointed guys, so I don't think anyone's expecting to play. I don't think anyone thinks that they are nailed on in the team. We've just got to work hard over the next couple of days and hope that we get the nod from the captain and coach on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, Stuart and yourself have pretty much opened the bowling for England for 10 years, really. Are those days gone? Is the automatic case of Anderson and Broad taking the new ball? Are those days in the past now, do you think, or not?
I really hope not. I think our record together is speaks for itself, and I'd really like to think that if we're in a situation where we're both fit and England are picking their strongest bowling attack, then we'd both be in that. Obviously, there will be moments in the future where we're not bowling together, which has happened in this series already. It's happened in the last 2 years, naturally through injury or resting. So it's going to be different going forward. And I don't think we're going to play every game together, but I'd love to think that we've got plenty more games together in the future.
So for a must-win test, like on Friday, when, as you just said, you're going to pick the strongest team, hopefully, you would like to think that yourself and Stuart would be in that 11.
Well, yeah. I mean, you always want to be in that best team. Yeah, that's all I've ever tried to do, and same with Stuart. All we've tried to do is work hard, so we're bowling well enough to be at the forefront of the captain and coach's mind when they're picking that team. We want to be the first 2 names on the team sheet, but that's all we can do is keep working hard, keep taking wickets. As Stuart did this week, he bowled brilliantly, especially after the disappointment of not playing at Southampton. So. All we can do is keep working hard and hope that we get picked.
Thanks, John. David Charles, please.
Hi, Jimmy. Just a little bit building on what John says. Obviously you were arrested, but a bowler with your record, is it easy to accept not playing?
I think I can deal with it a lot better now than a few years ago. I think. Looking at the bigger picture, I want to be around when we go to Australia for the next Ashes. So I think to be able to do that, we've probably got to do things slightly differently. Certainly I have to do things slightly differently, and it might mean missing the odd game here and there to make sure that I'm in the best possible situation. I guess, I want to keep bowling and keep my form. I also want to look after my body as much as I can as well. So I might have to do things a little bit differently going forward. But I'm a bit more open to it now than I was, say, 10 years ago.
Would you be open to playing back-to-back or whatever it is test? Do you think your body is still capable of being able to do that? Yeah,
absolutely. I think the difference this sort of series is that we've had no cricket coming into it. We've had absolutely no preparation. We had a 3-day game amongst ourselves, which isn't really preparation for a 6-match, almost a 6-match test series, pretty much on the time frame we've got this summer. So I think it's just, we're working really hard with the medical team and the coaches to make sure we're managed, each and every one of us. It's not just myself and Stuart. We've got 6 or 7 world-class bowlers in this group. So we're making sure that everyone's in the right place, the right frame of mind to, if they're called upon, to go out there and bowl the best for England.
Okay, can we keep it to one question each now going forward? Sam Ellard and then Andrew Miller, please.
Hey, Jimmy. Just a question on Ben Stokes. He seems to be getting better and better and better and better. I was just wondering where he sort of, you play with some great cricketers. Where does he rank for you among the best cricketers that you've played with for England? And also, just how high is the ceiling for Ben? How good can he be and how good can he get?
I mean, it's hard to say how good he is because it's hard to find the words. I saw Joe said the other day that we're in the presence of greatness, and he's spot on. The fact that he could get into any team as a batsman, without his bowling, his fielding, I think speaks volumes. His bowling's getting better and better each time he goes out there, and he could get into a lot of teams' bowling attacks as well. So it's just amazing to have that talent in our team, and to be able to watch it firsthand as well is amazing. And we just mentioned looking after the players, especially through a series like this. And after a week where he's pretty much done everything, he was chasing balls off his own bowling, batting most of the 2 innings that we did bat, and getting wickets as well. It can take its toll. So we've got to look after him and make sure we can keep getting the best out of him for as long as possible. Because you look at, he's certainly the best all-rounder I've ever played with. I think certainly I think he's becoming the best all-rounder that England's ever had. And there's no reason why he can't go on and be even better. With the bat averaging the 40s, with the ball under 30, and taking spectacular catches. So it's just incredible that we've got him on our team, and it's a pleasure to watch.
Thanks. We're going to skip Andrew. We're going to go to India and Kushik first up, please. Kushik.
Hello, shall I go? Kaushik here.
Go ahead, please.
Hi, Jimmy. Bradley has said that ICC should allow some kind of artificial substance in the ball in this current condition. Otherwise, the task for the bowlers is getting harder. Do you subscribe to this view? Do you think ICC should change the rule of ball tempering a little bit and allow artificial substance to shine the ball?
I think you know what my answer is going to be to that as a swing bowler, but I think it needs constant review. Really, it's something that times are very different at the moment. We're having to do a lot of things differently, so I think it should be looked at. At the moment, though, I think with the sweat, it's working fine. We saw some swing and some movement, not just in the last game, but the game before as well. So at the moment, it's working okay, but I think it does just need to keep an eye on in case if it gets too favourable for the batsman. I think we should definitely look at it.
Thank you. And one more from Arani, please.
Yeah. Hi, Jimmy.
Right.
Jimmy, so in these conditions with the new regulations, do bowlers have to alter their line and length? Does pace and hit the deck kind of bowling become more important in this kind of situations?
No, I think a good line and length is a good line and length whether the ball's swinging or not. I think we saw in the last game that we didn't have express pace in our bowling attack. We had guys that bowled between 80 and 85 miles an hour, but they were accurate and they were consistent, and they bowled brilliantly and got wickets. So I don't think it's a case of needing out and out pace. Obviously it helps. I think it's good to have that option. But at the end of the day, I think skill is just as important.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, I think we're done. Will, do you want to ask a question?
Jimmy, across these 10 days of cricket you've had, or 9 with the rain, have the bowling group sort of discussed the progress you're having in the sort of new world without saliva, like what you're working out, how best to do things? Have you sort of had meetings after each game to work out how best to swing the ball and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's constant discussion, really. We've done pretty well so far with sweat. You know, we're lucky that we've got some pretty sweaty lads in our group that look after the ball. And at the moment that's working, and it's just constant communication, really. And I think, you know, being more aware that reverse swing might play a part, because the ball's a bit drier potentially. You know, just keeping things as being as communicative as possible, really. And so far it's been working well.
Okay, thank you very much. Catch you all tomorrow. Cheers. Bye bye.